Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's arena time. Back with Lumpy, the malformed, creature-heavy Paladin again. The Paladin who slept through most of his classes in the Paladin Academy. You know those classes about smiting evil and consecrating evil and just generally, not getting killed by evil? Missed all those classes. He just went to a bar and picked up a whole bunch of pandas, mostly. But we're going to try. The stuff in the deck, very few cards in this deck are what I would consider weak, and most of them are what I would consider strong. But the fatal flaw will be expressed when the other Paladin starts doing shit, and all I can do is play more creatures for him to kill. You're too slow for a starting hand, you're not helping, and frankly I just want a redo on this whole hand. But I'm going to keep the owl because I could get screwed and not have anything that I can cast. I don't want both owls in my starting hand. These two guys are great, but yeah.
For action.
Yeah, it's funny, I've taken the Shattered Sun Cleric out of most of my decks just because it's so hard to fit in all the things that I want, but she's still, a machine. I'm so tempted to, coin out an owl and silence him, but it doesn't help. You just kill the owl, and then I've used my coin for what? Yeah, Shattered Sun Cleric is much better with a Paladin or a Shaman who are guaranteed to have things for her to buff. Okay, yeah. So you can coin him out. It's like a gigantic waste of his power.
I wonder.
I can owl, silence that, which is kind of a waste of an owl. But I have owls to spare. I can play a 1/1, which is just going to get beat up. Although it would give me something to buff with her and maybe get some, I'm just going to make the token. I'm not going to go nuts, because whatever I coin out this turn, if this guy didn't have taunt, I might have played the sword and used one use to kill this guy, but it's just not going to work out. This is going to go downhill when he starts doing stuff, though, since I have no good way to kill things. Ooh, he didn't kill my guy, though. Huh. That's not helping enough, though, because the taunt thing is going to get in my way. And I can't, even with the coin, I can't boost this guy and silence that in the same turn.
Let me think.
It's funny, silencing him won't even get rid of the boost to his power, of course, because that's coming from him. I can silence him. You know what would be useful? Silencing him. The problem with that is I'm not doing much with my turn.
I wonder.
I don't think I have a lot of choice, though. Now, I could coin out the Dragonling mechanic, which would give me a lot more stuff. Be a lot better with this, though.
Move quickly.
God damn. I'm thinking I might just coin out the Dragonling mechanic, but I'm going to take a beating, and it's not going to work out well. I'm going to try anyway. And yes, it's got to be painful to watch me do that without having the Sword of Justice out first, but in hindsight, I should have played that Sword of Justice earlier, I guess, but then I wouldn't have the coin to do this now, so. Oh my god. Well, at least I have two owls, but he's going to draw a million cards first. Got my own raid leader. That's not as helpful as it sounds. Silencing this isn't even the best, really. I've got to, because I can't let him just draw all those cards, and I have to get through the taunt creature first. The other choice would be to silence him and trade those, but then I'm losing my decent-sized creature, which I'd prefer not to. On the other hand, then I'm leaving him the 4/2 creature, and for what? Yeah, no, I'm just gonna have to trade them as much as it bites. I can play both owls. But yeah, I'm still gonna have to trade and get rid of that. I guess I play both owls, get rid of this, and leave that thing out there for now, because without its ability it won't be so bad. I don't know. You know what would have been good there? Consecrate. Ooh, HammerOfWrath. That's like one of those things that Paladins are supposed to cast. It kills something and draws you a card. It's really good. That's probably a noble sacrifice. It's going to take out my owl. Not much I can do about that. And yeah, it'll take out my owl even if I use the Shattered Sun Cleric, so let's try. No, it's not. Well, that's fascinating. It might reduce the toughness of my creature by 1, or 2/1, I should say. I'll put a Loot Hoarder. No, is it an eye for an eye? I don't know. Frankly, I don't care if it's an eye for an eye. That doesn't do anything. It would deal a little bit of damage to me, which, yes, could kill me at this stage because I'm so far behind. Like, it was not going to kill me right away, but it could be the margin of victory at this point because I'm so far behind. But the problem is not the card that doesn't affect the board. The problem is that I have a very hard time killing something like this, whereas a real Paladin can blow stuff away. Alright. And again, I never have as much mana as I'd like. I'd love to play him and this guy. That's not an option.
I wonder.
I'm going to end up having to just trade something to kill that. This guy would not boost this enough to kill that. So I really do kind of need the Dark Iron Dwarf for this. Oh well, at least I draw a card from that guy, so I may as well do that first and see what I draw.
Hey, give me that!
Yeah, that could help. I'll take my licking from eye for an eye. Acknowledged. And I realize this guy would draw me a card, but I've got enough cards to cast right now. I don't have any good spells to draw into. I'm just going to draw more creatures, and these guys are just fine. So I'll just make a token while I can, because it's like a free bad card. Joy. Okay. Yeah, it's not like there's a lot I can do about that. I can nerf him somewhat, though. Ooh! I don't even have to nerf him. I got Hand of Protection. Sweet. Well, I'll complain slightly less about that. Okay, here's our new plan. River of Justice. Giant Raid Leader. Protect this guy from harm. Inflict this guy some harm. And I'm lower on health, so I'm going to have to kill this wolf. Now he'll probably drop an Acid Ooze. Pick up my weapon. Silencing the Raid Leader. That bites. That I lost a lot of stats from that, because he had the +1/+1 as well. My opponent has just as much card draw as I do, except he's going to draw cards that do more. Now, I can play a giant Lord of the Arena, which does seem to have some value at the moment. Yeah. His guys together can kill it, but if that's what it takes, that's okay. because I can beat on him while that happens. Yeah.
The gates are open.
And then once again, I'm going to make a token guy. But actually, if I stab one of his friends here, it does take a use off my nice buffing weapon, but that makes it a lot harder. That means he has to use a card to kill the Paladin. Or the Lord of the Arena. I don't know why I said Paladin. Doesn't matter. I'm going to deliver some beats. My health is way lower than his, so it's going to take a lot. If he has some of the good Paladin cards, like the one that does 8 damage at random, that's also a very good card. Yeah, that was very unfortunate. Very useful play there.
What we do.
That is also unfortunate. I'm pretty sure I'm all out of owls. Defender of Argus survives that technically, and so does whatever he... Yeah. Can make this work. I've got enough mana to do that and the Peacekeeper.
I wonder.
My guys are going to get obliterated by this mostly, but not completely. The question is, what am I going to use to kill him? Because if I use this guy, you know what? I'm just going to have to figure this guy's a lost cause, because he's going to take 6 damage actually if he's the one that does the killing blow. Otherwise, I got to lose more guys, and my guys are going to be pretty strong if I buff them all. Yeah.
Let me think.
If I play her, she's going to get the +1. I can't do that, and... Oh, that's right, that was my plan. I'm always forgetting my plan. My plan was to use this guy to reduce his power to 1, so this guy will survive. Okay. Let's do this.
My shield for Argus.
Token. That seemed very last minute, but that is pretty much what my plan was. Now, if he has a Consecrate now, it's probably just flat out game over. If he has the thing that does 8 damage at random, that would also be pretty game over-y. Doesn't look like he has those things, so I have a good chance to come back here. Unless he was playing that before the Consecrate just to crush my spirit. Yeah, that is a scary 4-cost Paladin card, but it is so not Consecrate, which is, at the moment, quite a blessing.
Well played.
That was unintended. I actually have him dead, don't I? Yeah, his 13 hit points don't stand up. Woohoo! I beat the real Paladin! Take that! Everything. I'm guessing he didn't get many of the real Paladin spells, so it's probably not his fault, but I don't know, I must have done something right. So far, 2 wins. I have infinitely more wins than damage-dealing spells. The weapon that is boosting my minions is a great card, but it doesn't serve the same purpose as a weapon that kills things. Another Paladin? It's not the same Paladin. No.
Justice demands retribution.
This is like all Paladins here, and it wants to rub my face in it by making me play against the better Paladins. Oh, I kind of want to get rid of, get something else, but this... I don't have a perfect mental plan for it, but this looks like an arrangement of stuff that should do really well. Now watch how I screw it up. Oh yeah, you're not useful early game. I think we'll go with first turn play. That will actually cause my flesh-eating ghoul to grow if I coin him out next turn. And then my opponent attacks it with something. If my opponent kills the flesh-eating ghoul with something else, then fine.
Time for a little blood.
Interesting. I see a plan forming. I'm going to coin out the flesh-eating ghoul. He attacks, gets hit with Noble Sacrifice, turns into a 5/1. If nothing untoward has happened to my ghoul, then I can bubble the ghoul with this guy and kill it, making the ghoul even larger so that on his next turn he can spend 4 mana and kill the ghoul in any one of a number of manners that are fairly habitual for paladins. Paladin with 4 mana can kill pretty much anything. Or certainly pretty much anything that your opponent can put out in the 4 mana range. That guy could be scary.
Get down!
Get to the top of... Yeah. Saw that coming. This guy could be a problem, though. My plan may fall apart as it happens. Not much I can do about that, though. Ooh. I just had a thought. A much less stupid thought than what I almost just clicked. Because if I have a bubble, it doesn't make that much difference how much health I have left. I can kill this guy now, who is a tremendous threat. And then I can bubble my ghoul, giving it a measure of protection against stuff. Now, I'll probably take 5 damage or something, but now there's also I might be able to kill it with this guy. Even if he consecrates now, the bubble is going to eat that. Like, this ghoul is going to do something good now. I am so glad that I thought of that before I clicked this guy down onto the field. I guess there was another click because you have to select the target, and if you haven't selected your target yet, you can like uncast the guy still. But woohoo!
Not on my watch.
Damn it! I knew it was too good to be true. The situation was working out semi-favorably. It had to be ended. Really? Okay. Boy, this is a confusing matrix of possibilities.
Let me think.
That bubble is really messing with stuff. It's not the most effective use of my mana. But I think what I want to do is give this guy +1/+1, kill him, and I might try and just race my opponent. This bubble standoff is getting crazy. But if this guy is left alive for some reason, I might get some good use of the Ancient Brewmaster. I could Brewmaster now, but I won't be able to cast him again right away. It's not really going to solve my problems. We'll see what happens here. This is probably stupid letting the forces build up, especially since my opponent might have ways to kill them all, and I sure don't. Actually, I'm gonna kill this. I'm not gonna mess around. It does doom my ghoul here, and plus if he has a Consecrate now, he'll wipe out my army, but just hitting him and sort of prolonging the standoff felt too risky, because he'd be in control of taking off the bubble or doing whatever. I don't know. Darkscale Healer would be awesome next turn, but there's no way that both of these guys are going to be alive for that. Frankly, I'm going to have to trade something to get rid of his bubble if he doesn't just Consecrate and then start murdering me, and I'll be helpless, basically. So that was quite a risk there, but I don't know. That's not helpful. Oh, these things. If only I were a Paladin. I wish the microphone could pick up my neck snapping. It's kind of cool. Crack. Yeah. So this basically sucks. Oh, that changes the equation a little bit. Not enough. Yeah, now I can stab this guy down. I'll take a bunch of damage, but I don't have to lose this guy. I want to keep him alive, preferably, because I can do good things with the Brewmaster. And we'll give this a shot.
For justice.
Take damage, but keep my guy.
This is my responsibility.
He obviously doesn't have a Consecrate in his hand, because it would have been way better than the other stuff he's been doing. He can still draw one at any time. And actually, if he consecrates these two guys, it's not really the end of the world, as much as it'll sort of annoy me. This is rough game here. Oh, there's his TruesilverChampion. Bastard. He probably just didn't want to use it against the ghoul because it does. He was going to take too much damage from it. Now he's going to kill this guy though. That sucks. I so wanted to bounce him, but I don't think I could wait. That might be helpful. It's going to be gigantic, which is also helpful. So, yeah, I like that plan. That's fine. We're going to kill this because, if possible, you don't want to leave the Paladins with creatures in existence. He could always have a blessing of might, or worse, a blessing of kings sitting around there and mess up all my stuff. But this is not the worst situation to be in. And again, we basically have the same number of cards. He has one more, but it's his turn. Like, he just drew a card. I'm going to draw one on my turn. So, effectively, we have the same number of cards. We have about the same health. He has a much better weapon than what I have left. Ah, damn it. I really wish I'd gotten some of those. Now, it's like an epic card or something, but... Oh, that's nice. He perfectly reduced this guy to 4 health. I mean, it worked out in a pretty averagey way. It just would have been nice if it had wasted more damage on the troll, or less. It just gave it exactly the amount that he wanted to, that he was going to hit it for anyway. Which is pretty annoying. Now... I can make a pretty darn big dark scale healer. Is that what I want? I think it is. I want to use my full 7 mana, which this guy is not going to do. Neither are these guys.
I wonder.
Big dark scale seems okay. I can use the healing. It technically heals this guy a little. I'd rather have a big dark scale than another, like, slightly larger peon.
Reporting for duty.
Oh, things are getting interesting. I'm sort of glad he used the his big Avenging Wrath there. Hopefully it doesn't mean he has more of them. Because, I can see why he used it. I'm not saying it's a bad play, but it could have been much worse, is what it feels like. Speaking of worse, that's not very helpful. Not helpful at all. It takes all my guys to do 8 damage. Wow. So, she does 5. It would still take all my small guys. I think that's the best option I have. I could kill that and leave him alive, or... Either way, she's taking the same amount of damage. Doesn't really matter. I think I'm better off killing all his stuff.
The battle! The battle!
And maybe I should be casting these Loot Hoarders to draw more cards, but theoretically I'll draw that card eventually. I still have lots of minions to cast, although a little bit more selection here would be nice. Just in terms of casting costs, have some odd numbers.
Wanna blow something up?
Oh, please no. Okay. If all 3 had hit her, I would have been pissed. Like, pissed off.
For the crusade!
Okay.
Reporting for
Here comes the stuff. Oh, that's nice. I'm going to silence her and then kill her with this guy. So that makes me feel good. That takes 2 mana. Now, here's the thing. I would love to hit my opponent for 5, and then bounce this with the Ancient Brewmaster, because that can heal all kinds of stuff, and I still have the Brewmaster who can survive these guys pretty well. But that's 4 mana. I would not have enough left to cast my Taunt guy. I could play this, but then I wouldn't have enough to silence. It's an imperfect world. I think I'm still going to bounce her. I think that works out okay.
Where shall I strike?
Silence!
To battle!
I'll put it on your tab.
Reporting for duty.
So, he has enough stuff to kill the panda, but I'm going to get my healing back, which is nice. It might give me the edge, we'll see. Probably not. But you did get to hit for 5 first, so it's not really that bad.
Let me think.
Mostly just means she's not out there to die, but I do have to pay the mana again. It does feel weird not casting the Loot Hoarder, but again, like, these 1/1s are doing the job almost as well as he does. I'm putting off drawing that card, which is unfortunate. Like, drawing more cards sooner would be nice. That makes me suspicious of what he's going to do, because now he doesn't have enough to kill the panda. So what's he going to kill the panda with? He's going to drop another sword? I would have thought he'd do that faster, just like less thinking about playing it if he had another TruesilverChampion in his hand. If he had a Consecrate, he wouldn't have done that, because he could have just Consecrated first, and then he wouldn't have had to. So he's doing something. Ooh, big Blessing of Kings. And hit me or panda? His panda, but his guy has 1 hit point left. That's not so bad. You can see why he was thinking now, because he didn't really want to do it that way. Well, both of his oozes missed my weapon, but that's not really a big crime. Like, my weapon, I only have the 1. Okay, we're definitely killing that. That is not even remotely an option. And I think the thing to do is play Gigantor here, and play this guy. I could have done a token and this, but I have a feeling that this guy's bubble is going to be good to have around. Yeah, this is like crazy game here. I'm feeling fairly secure now, but still very tense. Like, a lot of things can go wrong. Now he gets the Consecration, and I'm like, yay! Like, yeah, that sucks, but it sucks so much less now than at various points earlier when it would have flattened me completely. Like, he's so pissed off that he didn't get it until now.
Reporting for duty.
He hit me for 1 instead. It wouldn't do much good against him, and maybe he remembered I have a healer coming. Oh. I can get this big. Yes, I can. I think that's the plan.
Remember, kill for loss.
For not a time.
And hope he doesn't have another Consecrate, because I'm playing more stuff now. If I have a few things alive next turn, the Raid Leader will do really well, but I do want to have things that are going to attack him. Another Consecrate now would be, like, soul-crushingly bad for me, good for him. He would have had to pretty much... He can't have had that other one for very long. Ah, he really, seriously... As if... Unbelievable. He's still complaining he didn't get it earlier in the game. Earlier it would have been better, but that was pretty damn effective. I lost a gigantic army for that. So much army. I still have a little bit more health, and definitely better stuff in play. Oh, that's going to help. I can just redeploy a gigantic army right now.
To Northrend!
Me and Mr. Right.
What are the chances he has another Consecrate? It doesn't matter, he'd be able to hit her anyway. I'm killing this guy, so he doesn't have any living, like, ready-to-attack minions that he can buff. Because he could just draw a Blessing of Kings and, I don't know, annoy me somehow. He could have a Defender of Argus or something. Or the 2/3 just gives taunt to guys around her guy. I lost 4 damage against him, but I reduced his possible options, and I think it's worth the difference. Especially since I have tons of killing power out here. Not necessarily tons to kill him with. Like, I don't have a lot of overkill.
The victory.
Alright. This is turning into, like, one of those, like, sports movies where, like, the derpy paladin who just doesn't, I don't know, who's like, not derpy. This is actually just like the shrinking violet, the shy paladin who was bad at everything and all the kids made fun of is now like coming back and showing that he has some kind of inner strength that has allowed him to get a better record than some of my really awesome decks have had by this point. Much, much better decks, but there is something to be said for just having a whole bunch of efficient crud. And I have efficient crud here. So, we'll see how much further I can get next time. Still gonna lose. Please click the like button before it clicks you.